Lune kids, and welcome back to another video. I'm super excited. Today we're gonna have a collective reading for the twin flame community. I know that some of you are not part of it. Maybe you haven't reunited with a twin flame in the 3D physical, but it's always a nice video to watch. So hopefully you can stick around. If this is your first time on my channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button down there. We'd love to have you around, Lune Kid. Okay, so let's get started with the divine masculine first, and then we'll go into specifics about the divine feminine afterwards, okay? So let's see. I'm going to start off with 5 regular tarot card decks. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Divine Masculine. Spirit, give me cards for the Divine Masculine. Okay, so you've got Temperance upside down. You've got the 8 of Pentacles upside down. You've got the Emperor. The 6 of Cups. And the Star card upside down. Okay. So, my lovely masculines, what are we experiencing? And you know what? We'll add an affirmation. That is wrong. A romance angel card here to see just the overall romantic feel of the spread before we get started on the specifics. Okay, here we go. New love. So, my divine masculine, a new person has stirred your romantic feelings, okay? So, even though, you know, you have a new love coming up in the overall romance of your reading, this doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be a new person. Remember that this is interpretive to the person that's listening to the message. Therefore, this can be just feelings for the same person being reignited. So it's a new love because it's a new wave of it. It's a new chapter of maybe the same love story, right? So my divine masculine, I do feel that you are somewhat out of balance with yourself. You are somewhat experiencing this disbalance where you have Temperance upside down, but the thing about it is that you see how this card represents that we have illusions, we have reality though, and we have that balance. You see the two calluses being poured into one of each other. And so you have that balance that's there, and when you have this card upside down, there's a lack of balance. There's something missing here that, maybe your emotions are out of whack, or the divine masculine is feeling very fogged by their own mentality. There is definitely some pause of work being done. So maybe you were having a transformative, last few months, but then you somehow hit a wall. The divine masculine is now somehow hitting this wall where you don't really know how to proceed. They're having issues and doubts with their own feelings and how to move forward. So whatever work they were doing, it's now stopped, and it's actually being paused because they now have to reevaluate if that's even what they want to do. And I think that for the divine feminine, this is something very, very hurtful. And you know what? There has to be some sort of balance between wanting to do what makes you happy and what you need, but also being considerate of your partner, because again, they have this Emperor card coming up. So the divine masculine is just being very, very masculine. They're being very much in their element. I think that they right now are being very stubborn. Maybe they have a very hard time understanding why their actions hurt the people around them. They may not understand fully, the consequences of their words and how they treat others. Therefore, they're kind of having this moment where they're not experiencing that change, that growth, that moving forward development, because of their own way of being. So if you see, this Emperor is very set on his ways, and he kind of just knows that he's got the last say in things. He's got this little javel of justice almost. And so he's very stern, and he's very, very keen on what is his and how he wants to do it. But because you do have this Six of Cups the Six of Cups card coming up, you know, it in combination with, you know, the Star card and what these two cards represent, you have a contradictive energy for the Divine Masculine. So again, that confusion, but also they're fighting what they know. You know, so they're confused because they're trying to live life a certain way. They're trying to do things according to their own plans, and it's failing because there's a greater plan in motion. And when you choose to ignore that greater plan that's in motion, that's already been set out for you, you contradict and you fight yourself, and it becomes a very combative energy within yourself that's manifested into your life. It even in the relationships that you create. So you can potentially find yourself not being true to yourself, but then also not being true to your partner and not being true to your family or friends, because you take away that real part of you while you're trying to escape that real part of you, if that makes any sense to you. So that's really what the Divine Masculine is having happen to them. They, again, this is another card that symbolizes balance. You have the water pouring out over here and the water pouring out over here. And when you have it up in the upside down, when you have it in the reverse, you don't have that balance. There's some sort of disimbalance with the emotions. There is a lot of water here going on. So there is a lot of emotions being unstable, just being a little bit confused, and this may very well not even be affecting the masculine right now. They may be oblivious to what they're doing and what their actions are causing, but I guarantee you the Divine Feminine, their partner, is feeling the repercussions of this type of behavior. You know, whether it be that there is no communication, or there is, you know, there's communication, but then there's no sharing emotions. And yes, we talk all day and we text all night, but it's not growth focused, it's not future focused, it's lacking some sort of substance. And so that all may be manifesting, even maybe manifested onto their partner, even though they don't see the repercussions themselves yet. And with this new love card, it really is just almost as if it's a sign from the universe that a new wave of thinking, a new way of loving your partner, your Divine Feminine, has to arise in order for the Divine Masculine to feel empowered enough, to feel valued enough, to feel strong and brave enough to be able to really give and accept love the way that they deserve, because I don't feel that they feel they deserve it yet. The Divine Masculine right now is having a lot of issues with just feeling worthy, feeling whole, and even expressing their own love for their partner. Okay, so that is what I have for my Divine Masculine. Let's see how the Divine Feminine is feeling, and in comparison, and just even in connection with their Divine Masculine partner. So, okay. Ooh. Okay, wow. So, without shuffling way too much, I got my cards that I needed. So, I've got the King of Wands, okay? King of Wands was in the reverse. There is a Six of Swords here. So, we've got the Ace of Wands in the reverse. We've got the Four of Swords. We've got the Devil card in the reverse. And we have an extra one here. That's the Ten of Pentacles in the upright position. And we'll just keep it here. So, let's go ahead and pick out the Romance Angel card before we get into the specifics about what these mean for the Divine Feminine, okay? So, Divine Feminine, what is your love energy for the month of July? Okay. So, a bunch fell out, but only this one right here stayed upright. So, keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. Okay. Wow, this beautiful, beautiful message just ties completely in with the energy of the divine masculine. So, you have at the center of the reading here, you have this Four of Swords. So what this means for the divine feminine is really that the divine feminine is just being worried and tied down, but all the negative emotions and all the negative repercussions from the divine masculine. So when they are just thinking about the connection, when they're feeling the connection, when they're trying to come up with solutions for the connection, it's really just keeping them in a place where they are unhappy, they worry, they don't know where to go next. They feel like all this weight is on their shoulders because they're trying to make, the divine masculine happy, they're trying to make themselves happy, they're trying to make everyone around them in their life happy, that they're leaving themselves in the past. I do think, however, that these bonds are going to be broken by the divine feminine because of the fact that you have the devil card in the reverse. And so when you have the devil card in the reverse, you see how they are chained here and the devil kind of has a hold strong on them. Well, when it's in the reverse, that means that you're breaking free of the bond. You're breaking free of some sort of addiction, whether it be abuse or substance or, drugs, alcohol, partying, a toxic partner. And I think that in this reading, it may be that the divine feminine is breaking free from the negative hold that the divine masculine's worries and confusions cause on their connection. So when you have a divine masculine that's really going through just a lot of confusion and uncertainties, that can hold the divine feminine back in their own self journeys and in their own self-love. But I feel that not this time around for the divine feminine. They are being worried because you do have that card right here in the middle, but you have this right next to it on the right side of it, and it is just gleaming hope for the divine feminine that they are not going to let this hold them back. They're in fact moving away from that energy because you have this Six of Swords and you see the patrons on this boat, little like lifesaver here, that they're moving away from it. And these usually mean that they're moving away from negative emotions. They're moving away from something that was just holding them back, from safety, from stability, from having that predictability in their relationship. So sometimes in a union where, your divine masculine is trying to figure themselves out, it is a good thing, my divine feminine, it is a good thing to give them time to breathe on their own. It's a good thing to give them time to just reassess their own wants, their own beliefs on their own time. And it's okay to step away from it and not be worried that, oh, they're gonna leave me if I'm not there, they're gonna forget about me, they're not gonna love me as much. No, as cheesy as it sounds, what is yours is meant to be yours. And if you set it free and it comes back, then it was yours all along, right? And so that's how you have to think about it, because when you're overly passionate about something, it can turn bad. When you're overly passionate about something, it can become a self-defeating thing where a good thing goes bad because it's too much of it. And so that's why I think that you also have this Ace of Wands here in the reverse, because you haven't really allowed yourself to kind of focus on anything else besides this romantic aspect of your life, that it's consumed you way too much for a little bit. So remember to focus again. I think in the month of July, the divine feminine will definitely be focused on their own social networking and their social spheres, because you are going to be working on that connection with friends, family, professionals, people outside of that romantic connection. That's really just going to show you what you've been missing out on for a while now, because you get consumed in the loving butterflies and just the idea of a romantic partner even sometimes. And so when it says keep an open mind as your romance oracle card, really just keep an open mind, because the soulmate that you thought was the way that you wanted them to be, it may be different. What destiny has for you may be completely the opposite of what you pictured for yourself. And I mean that in the best way, because sometimes when we're like forcing this connection with someone and they're not who we want them to be, or we go after a certain type of person because that's who we're supposed to be with, we kind of end up putting so much pressure on ourselves and the other person that we're no longer happy with it. That something that was supposed to be good is now so burdensome. And so make sure that you keep an open mind, because sometimes the people that you least expect to get along with, the people that you least expect to be important in your life, end up being the most important in your life. And that is just how life turns out sometimes. And so really open yourself up to different people, different partnerships, different friendships, relationships. Be open, because it is going to completely transform your energy for the month of July. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you've had a lovely time watching this video. It was super fun to get back to filming. As always, if the message did not resonate, make sure to click down in the description box below and check out the details and information on how to book a personal reading with me. If you have any questions, go ahead and send me an email. I'm always happy to reach out. Other than that, hopefully you have a lovely week. See you, Moon Kids.
Yeah.